All right, so here's the second half of that homework problem. This will be parts C and D. So the first one we want to find is we want to find f of x. So in this case, that's going to be f of square root 3x minus 2. So that is square root of 3, and now I see an x, so I put in square root 3x minus 2 minus 2. And there's really not much you can do to simplify that. That's pretty much as good as it's going to get. But now what we need to do is we need to think about the domain. And when we look at this function, you can see there's two places that there's square roots. You put an x in here that you have to worry about getting the square root of a negative number. And then you have this value in here under the big square root. You have to worry about a negative number for that one too. So let's start with this one first. We want to make sure that 3x minus 2 is greater than or equal to 0. So that means 3x needs to be greater than or equal to 2. X needs to be greater than or equal to 2/3. All right, well, that's all well and good. That's part of it. So as long as we're bigger than 2/3, we're okay for this square root. What about the big square root? So we want to make sure that 3 times the square root of 3x minus 2 is also greater than or equal to 0. So that means 3 times the square root of 3x minus 2 needs to be bigger than or equal to 2. Or, oops, I don't know what happened there. Hang on. We want to make sure that the square root of 3x minus 2 is greater than or equal to 2/3. All right, we keep going. Let's square everything. 3x minus 2 is greater than or equal to 4/9. Add 2 to either side. I need 3x to be bigger than or equal to, well, that's the same as 18/9. So that gets me up to 22/9. And divide by 3. X needs to be bigger than or equal to 22/27. So we need x bigger than 22/27 to make sure that this whole expression is greater than or equal to 0. So that's the other part. Now, what we're going to do is we have this domain, x greater than or equal to 2/3, and we're going to refine it to be more specific and make x greater than or equal to 22/27 to make sure that this part of the this inequality is held as well. So the overall domain is from 22/27 to infinity. And 2/3 is over here a little bit to the left of 22/27. So, oh, that was crazy. Okay. So that's the domain for this one. Now let's do part B, part D, which is finding g of x. So that's g of 8x squared minus 5. So that's equal to 8. Now we see an x, 8x squared minus 5 squared minus 5. So that's equal to 8 times 8x squared minus 5 times 8x squared minus 5 minus 5. And now we just need to do a whole bunch of multiplying. 64x to the 4th. And then our outer minus 40x squared inner minus 40x squared last plus 25 in my parentheses minus 5. Keep going. Doing some simplifying. 8, 64x squared minus, these are like terms, 80x squared plus 25 minus 5. And now let's distribute. 8 times 64 is 512x squared minus 640x, oh, sorry, that's x to the 4th there. 640x squared plus 8 times 25, 200 minus 5, and that gives me a final answer of 512x to the 4th minus 640 x squared plus 195 as my final function for g of x. And if we look at this, what we did is we took a quadratic and we put it inside another quadratic. So there isn't really any domain restrictions. So the domain should be all real numbers. That's how you do that problem.